This is Sutton Scarsdale Hall in Derbyshire. It was built for the 4th Earl Scarsdale, and construction began in 1724, being completed in 1729. Now it doesn't look much today, but it would have been a fantastic place, furnished with oak ornamental panels, fantastic plasterwork, and even a mahogany staircase. Now you can normally walk around the inside, but English Heritage here are doing some vital conservation work at the moment, and that's why it's fenced off. After the death of the 4th Earl Scarsdale, the hall passes hands a couple of times, first in 1740 and again in 1774, before being bought by Richard Arkwright Jr. in 1824. Richard Arkwright was a son of Sir Richard Arkwright, famous for his work in the cotton industry. The hall passes through the Arkwright family until it was put up for auction in 1919, and it was bought by local businessmen who stripped the roof and the interiors, some of which ended up in America, where they were used in film sets in the 1920s, they went to museums, and you can still see some of the oak panelling today in the Philadelphia Museum of Art. The hall is a perfect example of people's attitudes to big country houses after the First World War. They had started to fall out of favour, being too big and expensive in the upkeep, and many were pulled down altogether. The hall was used in a film itself recently, as Wayne Manor in the Batman vs Superman movie. In 1946, Osbert Sitwell brought the hall for the sake of preserving what was left, and today it's in the care of English Heritage, and that's who are doing the works at the moment. This is the east front of the house. Now the house sits on quite a high hill, and it's quite obvious to see why they chose this spot. As I turn the camera around now, you'll see the view that they must have had. Now it's quite a murky day today, but I think you can still sort of appreciate the view they must have had. Down there you can just make out some ponds. These would have been ornamental ponds, part of the garden, and directly above them would be Boleswood Castle, which you can't actually see today. The cars you see there, that's the M1. There's some of the fantastic plasterwork just through the fence there, which still exists. That gives you an idea of the former glory this house could have had. And there's some more of that famous plasterwork there. This is the back of the house now.